Alright, let's talk about Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor's pay-per-view went down on Bleacher Report. Great show. Great show. Pay-per-view, I should say. So I missed out on the pre-show. Ring of Honor 0 Hour. I know it's on YouTube. I'm going to try to watch it sometime later today. But I do have the results, so I'll run through it really quickly. Again, I can't tell you match by match for the pre-show because I haven't seen it yet. But they have Colt Cabana versus Anthony Henry. And for the results, Cabana and a pin Henry. Up next, we have a tag team match. The Shinobi Shadow Squad versus the Trust Buster. And the Trust Buster managed to walk out with a victory. Up next, a multi-man match. Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony versus Tony Deppen, Alex Zane, and Blake Christian. And the winner of the match, the NBC, defeated Deppen, Christian, and Zane. And then lastly, for the pre-show match, the women's match of Allison Kay versus Willow Nightingale. And in a impressive win, Willow Nightingale defeated Allison Kay by pinfall. Alright, now the pay-per-view starts, and this is where I kind of joined into the pay-per-view. Right off the bat, the pay-per-view kicked off. What a bang. I mean, what a way to kick off the pay-per-view. Jonathan Gresham versus Claudio Castagnoli. What a pro wrestling match to kick off the pay-per-view. I thought this was an excellent match. Excellent match. These two, they had, again, as I mentioned, a wrestling match that was phenomenal. As the match got closer to the end here, Cesaro, always impressive. Guy looks good, he works good. And Jonathan Gresham, again, extraordinary technical wrestler as well. And eventually, Castagnoli did a pop-up where he tossed Jonathan Gresham in the air, gave him a Superman uppercut, and eventually gave him his classic power bomb and pinned him 1, 2, 3. The Ricola bomb, that is. And he is the new Ring of Honor champion. So congrats to Claudio Castagnoli, become the new Ring of Honor champion. First-time world champion in his history of his career, which is phenomenal. And confetti everywhere, and man, what a way to kick off the pay-per-view. So congrats to Claudio. Alright, up next, the 6-man tag team championship match. This is for the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions. Dalton Castle and the Boys versus the Righteous. Dalton Castle looks very, very impressive. The Boys, again, chemistry between Dalton, they're just off the charts. Great pro wrestling match. Again, another great 6-man tag team match here. And yeah, man, it was a very action-packed. Eventually, Dalton Castle managed to pin a Bateman to win, and they are the new 6-man Ring of Honor champions. So congrats to Dalton Castle and the Boys for winning the 6-man tag team champion. So right off the bat, the pay-per-view got 2 title changes. Crazy. Alright, up next, the Ring of Honor Pure Championship match. Wheeler Yuta, who's defending the title against Daniel Garcia. 2 of the best gifted current technical wrestlers. They're the modern, this generation. This match was great. These guys put on a great Expedition wrestling match. They both follow the rules. And this match was, again, a fair, clean wrestling match. No interference. This match is meant for the hardcores who love pro wrestling. And this is what this wrestling match was. And this match was like the future. It's like just the future of pro wrestling. Mastering the art of storytelling. This is how great this match. And these guys, these two fine gentlemen, they're putting on a nice little storyline, even though it was short-lived, but eventually things spilled out or escalated a little bit on the post-media scrum if you watched it after the pay-per-view. But let's get back to the match here. Yuta managed to pin Daniel Garcia and retain the pure ROH champion, which just was a great. I want to give it a 5-star, 4.5 star, 5 stars. Great match, great pro wrestling match. As I mentioned about the media scrum, Claudio and Wheeler Yuta was on stage with Tony Khan at the media scrum. And Daniel Garcia, he wasn't taking that loss very lightly and decided to interrupt the press conference. And just looking at Tony's face, Tony Khan's face, he seemed very upset. Coming right in the middle of the press conference with Wheeler and Castagnoli, it rudely interrupting. So, but nonetheless, this is a nice little feud that's going on between Wheeler and Garcia, and hopefully we'll see these two young men square off one more time, or at least a couple more times, right? So there you have it. Wheeler Yuta retains the Ring of Honor Pure Championship match. Great match. All right, up next, the Battle of the Brothers. Roosh is going to face off against Dragon Lee. Again, another hard-hitting wrestling match. If you're a fan of luchador style, hard-hitting pro wrestling, this match is for you. Eventually, these guys, man, they spilled it out to the ring, which was impressive. Dragon League was outside of the ring, and Roosh jumped over the ropes outside of the ring. Phenomenal. And then eventually, Dragon League managed to give him a little favor and do a little payback on the same move. Except this time, Roosh was on the table. Dragon Lee went through the top and middle ropes and landed right through the announcer table, which was phenomenal, like a torpedo. Picture perfect. Man, what a match. This is probably I don't know, man, this is going to rank probably number 3 match of the night with Wheeler Yuta and the main event. Obviously, the main event is going to be my favorite match of the year contender, but we'll get to that very shortly. But that being said, Roosh managed to pin Dragon Lee. A great, again, 4.5, 5-star match. Next, the women's match. The Ring of Honor's women's champion, Mercedes Martinez versus Serena Deeb. This was a great women's match. A hard fought. Both women went to war. Serena Deeb, who is just a veteran, very smart, and Mercedes Martinez, she was tough, and she powered through this match. And again, Martinez defeated Serena Deeb to retain the title. So how about that? Again, a 4-star match, and wow, great women's match. Great women's match. Up next, Samoa Joe versus Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor Television Champion. So right off the bat, the match hasn't started, and Jay Lethal managed to jump out of the ring and start attacking Samoa Joe as he was walking halfway down the entrance ramp. And as I mentioned, the bell hasn't rang yet. So Jay Lethal is trying to take advantage, get a head start of the match, and start doing a little beatdown and start taking out the elbows and the legs and trying to slow him down before the match started. Eventually, both men got in the ring and the match started. And fans wasn't sure if Joe was going to recover from all the beatdown before the match started. Sure enough, the momentum started picking up. And eventually, Joe was to catch Lethal with the coquina clutch and secure the win via submission. So Samoa Joe made Jay Lethal tap out to retain the Ring of Honor's television champion. So, excellent match. 4.5-star match, my personal opinion. We'll see what's next for Joe. who's going to be this next challenger for the Ring of Honor's television champion. It's a great match. All right, the main event, the last match of the pay-per-view. Fans are hungry. FTR versus the Briscoes, number 2. Man, if I can watch this match again one more time, or multiple times, I will. And I'm telling you this now. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. This how great this match was. FTR versus the Briscoes. Whew, what a match. My personal opinion, this should be the match of the year, a contender. I think they took this match to a whole new level compared to the very first one. And this is a 2 out of 3 falls match. So right off the bat, the Briscoes managed to catch one fall by doing the Doomsday Advice, the Legion of Doom move on FTR. They managed to pick up the first win fall. And, Dax took some beatings in the ring against the Briscoes. I mean, he took control the first half of the match, and eventually his chest started to open up and bleeding. And right after the first fall from the Briscoes getting the first pin win, eventually Cash Wheeler got involved, and the crowds popped when Cash Wheeler managed to get tapped in for the match, and he started going crazy. Eventually, FTR managed to whip out the big rig, their finishing move on the Briscoes, and they landed their first pinfall. So now both teams are 1-1, and now there's only one pin left. Who's going to get the number 3 fall? And that winner is going to be the winner of the match. Somebody's going to be either retaining the titles, or somebody's going to become the new champions. And now things are just taken up to the next level. Both teams are just tired and beaten up and bloodied, and eventually Cash Wheeler's head was starting to crack open and bleeding everywhere, and then eventually the Briscoes were bleeding over their face. And this match, I mean, obviously there were tables involved. Things were being spilled outside of the ring, inside of the crowd. There was a point in the match where Dax accidentally made a contact hit with the ref, and the ref was knocked out of the ring. There was a point in the match where they had, I believe it was Cash was pinning Jay Briscoe, and Dax was pinning Jay. Cash Wheeler trying to pick up the ref who was unconscious and threw him in the ring and try to get that 3 count. And man, there was a lot of close calls. 1-2 kick out, 1-2 kick out. Man, it was just great pro wrestling tag team match. And as the match got closer to the end, Dax Harwood did a pile driver, which I believe was Mark Briscoe or Jay, one of them. Managed to do a pile driver from the second turnbuckle to the ring mat. 1, 2, 3, and FTR retains all their titles. If I gave this again, their t-shirt says 7-star FTR. I'm gonna give this bad boy 8, 9. I mean, give them unlimited stars. This match was phenomenal. This match was great. As I mentioned, if you're a pro wrestling fan, this match is a must. Great match. Great match. I hope they do a number 3. But we'll have to wait and see. But that being said, what a way to close out the pay-per-view. And obviously the FTR cut a promo after the match and had the Briscoes come in the ring and tell the fans to appreciate them and, show them some love after this match. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe today. You can find me on all major podcast outlets, on Twitter, and on Twitch, Riffs and Body Slams. And don't forget to follow my official Riffs and Body Slams original channel, Pro Shot Concerts and Wrestling Videos. Subscribe today.